Hey everyone, Anime Review Nation here. Sorry I'm late. I normally post on a Saturday, but I'll post it today. So, with my reviews, I give a generalised opinion on what I personally think of the anime, and my favourite characters, my least favourite characters, my favourite parts, my least favourite parts, what I think about the artwork, the fight scenes, and just talk a bit about the movies of the franchise, if there are any. A lot of animes don't have movies. Okay, from that, let's get started. I'm going to be speaking about the 2012 anime Magi, the Labyrinth of Magic, or Magi. I haven't really figured it out yet, but yeah. So I've watched all the anime to date and read some of the manga, not all of it yet, but I'll tell you what I think. So, okay. The anime starts off when it's a little blue head boy and got powers. You don't really know exactly why, and yeah, nothing's really been explained yet. You just see him with a big blue monster and you don't really know what that is. And then further on, he ends up meeting Alibaba, who's ends up being his good friend throughout the series and stuff. And yeah, it's a pretty good series all around. There's not so much I can really pick out about it that I don't like, but it's based off the old story Aladdin, and I really like that, as I watched the Disney Aladdin when I was a kid, and that was one of my favourite movies, so I really like that. And considering it's got a whole anime concept to it with like genies, it's a good anime, so if you haven't heard of it, check it out, definitely. Some of the main characters of the series are Aladdin, who's obviously the main character, a little blue head boy. Alibaba, who ends up becoming his best friend. There's also Morgiana. I think that's how you pronounce it. It's weirdly spelled. Most of the names actually in this anime are kind of hard to say, and yeah, it takes a bit of getting used to, except for like Aladdin, Alibaba and stuff. Another main character, Sinbad. Sinbad's purple-haired guy. You haven't seen too much of him. You've seen a lot more in the manga than in the anime. The anime is only up to episode 10, so you can't really judge too much about the anime, and considering the manga is awesome as well, like, I don't really have too many doubts that it's gonna be good. Okay, from that, I'll tell you some of my favourite characters out of the whole series, and even some out of the manga. You might not know if you haven't read the manga, but yeah. So first up is Ugo. Like, Ugo is the man. He's the biggest blue guy, and it truly shows it in the latest episode of the anime, episode 10, where Ugo just, yeah, is quite sad as well, but there's a silver lining when he absolutely crushes Judao. Next I'm going to talk about is Judao. Like, I know he's bad, but I really like his character design, and his powers are sick. Good on him, but he deserved what Ugo did to him, definitely. Next character I'm going to talk about is in the manga, and his name's Fintus. Yeah, again, I really like his character design. Plus, he's always got his snake around his neck. I thought he was gonna be an enemy of Aladdin, but then he ends up being really protective of Aladdin, and yeah, I reckon he's a good bodyguard. Next, I'll talk about my least favourite characters. Personally, I only have two characters that I really didn't like throughout the whole series. And they've been General Ryosai from the Ko Empire. When he tries to take over Hakui and kills the grandma, he deserves to die. The other one is Jamil. Like, I don't like him. The fact that he was bashing little Morgiana. I'll talk about some of my favourite parts throughout the whole anime now. There's not that many parts I can talk about, but there are a lot of parts that I really did like. The first one I'll talk about will be when Goltas helps out Morgiana in the end of the dungeon, and yeah, him and Jamal end up staying in there while she gets let free and ends up joining up with Aladdin and Alibaba. So next one we're going to talk about is going to be when Morgiana kills the wolves in the desert. That's just a really good fight, I like that. Last part I'm going to talk about is what I've talked about before, and it's when Ugo goes crazy and just smashes the living hell out of Judao, and he's not expecting it. He thinks Aladdin's cheating somehow, but it's all because Ugo doesn't want Judah beating the shit out of Aladdin, so that's fair enough. Next I'll talk about my least favourite parts, or the saddest parts for me. There's not too many through the anime so far, so there's only really 2 parts that I can think of. The first part's when leader Baba dies, and that's just really fast and unexpected. Second part is obviously the last episode, episode 10, where Ugo's been stabbed multiple times through the chest. He does survive through that, but it's like, you don't want it to happen. He's the big blue guy that everyone loves. Now I'll talk about the artwork. The artwork for this anime, it's amazing. Like, it's drawn so well, and the fight scenes, I really like how they've been drawn, and they're really fluent, and yeah, I reckon for 2012, it's definitely one of the best drawn animes. I can think of a couple more that are more artistic, but this one has got really nice character design. Like, every character's got the coolest clothes and stuff. Is really good, and the scenery, I really like the scenery, how it's in like the deserts, and all the djinns, they're really cool. All up, the artwork is awesome. Like, if you like anime because it's drawn well, definitely watch Magi. Last but not least, I'm gonna talk to you about what I think of the fight scenes. The fight scenes for this anime, they're amazing. The fight scenes are just good in general. Just goes with the drawings, and everything about it's good. Yeah, I hope this anime goes on for a long time. So leave your comments below and tell me what animes you reckon I should review next, and comment, like, subscribe if you enjoyed this or it helped you in any way to find a new anime. So peace.